The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
And welcome, after a couple weeks of off time, welcome to the Three Rails Metro Hockey Podcast, an No Credentials Required podcast. We are part of the Belly Up Sports Media Network. My name is Ryan McCarthy. I'm one of the hosts of the show, and we just want to remind you to please go to our social media pages, which are right here on the screen if you're watching. Facebook.com/@NoCredsREQ. Twitter, Instagram, Skisleys, TikTok @NoCredsREQ, YouTube.com/@NoCredsREQ. On the podcast side, subscribe to the podcast wherever you podcast, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and Pandora, wherever you podcast. And on Twitter and on YouTube, I still refuse to call X. Get yourself notified. Hit that notification bell. That way you know when clips of the show go up, show announcements go up, or when clips go up, like you might see a couple clips from the show or from the OG show go up every so often on social media. So hit that notification bell. That way you know when videos and such are up. Also, rate and review or leave a comment. Leave a comment. Comments are huge these days because it lets people know that people are. It's the shows are out there. Rate, review. If you're on a podcast platform where you can review, if you're on Spotify, leave a comment. Whether it's Devils, Islanders, Rangers related, NHL related, because this is also an NHL show. So go ahead and leave those comments. So we're going to bring in my first my first co-host of Three Rails. He is the biggest Yankees fan, also a big Mets fan. I'm pretty sure he's celebrating the fact that the Mets signed Juan Soto away from the Yankees in the offseason. We got Brian Germanauer. Brian, how are we doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I've been celebrating Juan Soto for 4 days now. Watch his press conference today. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Well, for now.
Yeah, I know. It's going to get even better when he gets on the field.
I'll put it this way in regards to Juan Soto. At least he stayed in New York, all right?
Yes.
He didn't go to Boston. He didn't go to Los Angeles and those dirty, dirty Dodgers.
Yeah, I know.
He stayed in New
That would
York.
ruin baseball.
You don't have to move that far away.
No.
So that's another, that's a baseball podcast, but this is a hockey podcast. We're going to talk about hockey tonight. My other co-host for the Three Rails Metro Hockey Podcast, he's not only an Islanders fan, but a big Seahawks fan. He's been in a really big mood for the last couple of weeks in terms of the Seahawks, but he's also been in a big mood in terms of the Islanders. Mr. Staniel Smooth.
$51 million for a DH.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I digress. Anyway, thanks for bringing us back from the dead. Because life happens.
Life happens. Yeah. Last week I helped a friend move. This week my mom was in the emergency room, but everything's all squared away. We're good to go there. So we're going to talk some hockey tonight. And
you look like a bottle of sriracha sauce.
This is a Christmas ugly sweater.
I looked like a bottle of siracha sauce for like a good 2 minutes.
Do I look Thai?
I can see it. Yeah.
Am I going to give you a massage or a nail or do your nails? No, I'm not.
I'm on a horse.
We don't do happy endings on this show.
Whoa.
He's like, get the shark, get Bruce.
Oh, Bruce.
There it is.
It puts the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again. Please, mister, let me out! Put the lotion in the f***ing basket!
We're off the rails already.
We have returned!
Happy endings.
We've returned like the Undertaker.
Yes, we have returned. Yes, this is what 2 weeks of holding everything back when it comes to our teams comes down to.
Oh, God.
Makes you crazy.
Because let's put it this way, all right? We'll get into talk about our respective teams in just a moment, but all of us, I mean, at least two of our franchises have ridden the wave of emotions the high seas of emotions. Staniel's team, Mr. Smooth's team, the Islanders, were at 1 point in last place in the Metro Division.
The
Ryan's-
Metro Division's a shit show.
Oh my god.
Well, in a good way, all right? In a good way. And Brian's team...
For an outsider, yeah. For
an
people that
outsider,
didn't know.
for sure. And then for Brian's team, the Rangers, whew, what a dramatic week it was last week. And then my team, the Devils, it's just been kind of smooth sailing up until the last 2 games and possibly the third game because they were just on a power play against the Kings and they did not score. By the way, the first place Pacific Division leading Los Angeles Kings. Who saw that coming?
Yeah, that's
Good
crazy.
Lord. Good Lord.
I did.
Oh, good job.
Okay, then. All right. So,
You want a medal or something?
yes, he does. He does. All right. So let's get into hockey. Let's get into the hockey. Talk about our first teams. Our teams. Let's first start on the island. All right, let's switch things around here, Mr. Smooth. Let's talk about New York Islanders. Like I mentioned, we speak in our Slack chat about the state of our teams, and at one point last week, the Islanders were in last place in the Metropolitan Division because I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden this week they're starting winning games again.
They've been up and down and back and forth in a loop.
Woo! Devils up 2-1. Sorry.
Hey, there you go. They've
There we
been
go.
up and down and back and forth in a loop-de-loop pole, and your shoes are looking cool kind of mood. It's been a hot and you're cold, and lips are you're cold, and how the lyrics goes. To that
Very Katy Perry.
Very Katy Perry song. It's been a very Katy Perry type of
Like a
season.
plastic bag.
Put it over your
Dancing
head.
through the,
if you're an Islanders
dancing
fan.
through the wind. Katy Perry, by the way, who's damn near 40, can still get it.
Yeah.
Look,
Good for her.
I'm in my 40s. All right, let's just
Let's all pump the brakes.
keep going. All right. Hi, Bruce.
Oi, Bruce.
Hi, Bruce.
But it's what was it after the second Kraken loss that I was seeing all sorts of people saying, oh, they should trade Lee, they should trade Horvat, Beauvillier should never have been traded for Bo Horvat, he should have stayed, and blah blah blah. It's like, oh. What is it that we like to say about New York sports teams and their fan base? It's overreaction
They're
Monday
psychotic.
every day.
Yes,
It's
too.
overreaction Monday every day. So they're winning games, they're losing games. Would you believe me if I told you that at one point they were 1 point separated from last place in the division to fourth or third?
Nope.
I believe that.
Like it's been what in God's green earth is going on with the Metro? Like the Metro does this every year. This is nothing new.
Look. All right. So let's go to the current standings. All right.
Yeah.
The Metropolitan Division currently, and this is as my New Jersey Devils are playing. Washington's in first place with 40 points.
Where do they
The
come from?
Yeah, we're exactly.
Yeah, where
They're
that
supposed to be rebuilding.
the team that refuses to die. And Ovechkin's probably coming back by, I'd probably say the end of this week, I think.
Wow.
Devils in second place, 39 points. If they win tonight, they catapult, they vault themselves over Washington for first place. Carolina third place, 37 points. Rangers 31, Philadelphia 30, Islanders 29, Pittsburgh 28, Columbus 27. So fourth and last place are separated by 4 points right now.
Yeah. It's weird.
It's crazy.
It's weird. And like we could call Pittsburgh frauds for years and stuff like that. We know Columbus is who they are. They're not going to change unless, something drastic happens between ownership and management and so forth. But, we'll see. I mean, hey, Minnesota's doing really well, and they can do it. If Minnesota can do it, so can Columbus.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Carolina's the one that always gives me the question mark and says, why do I not trust you?
Goaltending.
Done.
Goaltending. Plain and simple goaltending. They're front. They've got great top six scoring. They have a very good defensive pairings between all three of their defensive pairings.
Yeah.
If they choose to play a seventh defenseman, I don't trust their goaltending. I haven't trusted their goaltending since they started on this run that they've been on.
Yeah.
So they were called a bunch of jerks by Don Cherry back
Oh, I
in the day.
forgot about
Oh
the
my
bunch of
God.
jerk things.
Don Cherry, formerly of Sportsnet, unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then, like, we could talk about we'll get to the Rangers.
Oh.
Philadelphia, I don't know what's going on with the Flyers. They're up and down
They're
more than
schizophrenic.
They're just like
they're the most schizophrenic team in the Metropolitan Division right now.
they're literally split. That's what they are.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Devils are for real. I'm willing to say that the Devils are going to be maybe the Devils might be for real. And then Washington, we're in a world where the Washington Capitals and the Minnesota Wild are fighting for the top seed, for the top record in the entire National Hockey League in 2024.
Yeah, who saw that coming?
Who saw this coming?
Insane.
Well, because Winnipeg has taken a massive dump in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
fallen
That's part of
off.
the reason why.
They came back
I mean,
to earth a little
to be
bit.
fair, 10 years
be
ago,
fair.
Anaheim. To be fair, 10 years ago, Anaheim was one of the best teams in the NHL.
Yeah.
10 years ago, so was Montreal. 10
Yeah.
years ago was Nashville and Chicago as well in those teams. But so, like, anything could happen at this point. But
Yeah.
anyway, I digress. Back to the Islanders. They're
Back to the
scoring. Simon Holmstrom, who was a first-round pick a few years ago, has 8 goals. He's top 10 on the team in goals. Bo Horvat finally scored for the first time in 14 games.
Hey.
He's got 7. Lee's been killing it this season. He's got 13 goals, 11 assists, and 24 points. Palmer's been excellent for the most part, in his 5'11" self.
There is one guy I want to talk about briefly, but keep going.
And then Isaiah George got benched during the last game against the Kings, and sort of got wake-up call by Patrick Roy because he had an awful game against the Kings. But they played really well against a very good Kings team. They're in their last game. So even though they lost, I came away after that game saying, you know what? I don't hate it. You have a player that you wanted to talk about, Ryan.
Yes, particularly a rookie on the team, Maxim Siplikov.
He is 25, and he's from the KHL. So technically, this is his first NHL season, and we've discussed about him before.
Mm-hmm.
We discussed him before, where if you look at his last season's statistics with the KHL, I believe in 65 or 64 games, he has 32 goals. So the guy can score.
Yeah.
And he's 6'3", and can move. And you've seen his tape, he can move.
I saw that goal against Carolina the other night, and that was a really nice goal
he can move.
had. Yeah.
It's weird. Ilya Sorokin can. If Ilya Sorokin were on the Maple Leafs, he'd be winning the Vezina like today.
Yeah.
He's been unbelievable.
Going back to your stats, according to EliteProspects.com, when he played with Spartak Moscow last year, 31 goals in 65 games for 47 points.
Yeah, he was
Was that the team the Red Army
unbelievable.
became?
What's up?
Was that the team the Red Army became? Because the Red
No.
Army was a team in the KHL.
No, that's Cheska.
Oh, okay.
CSK. That's
Got
Mr. Putin's team.
Gotcha. Yeah, I wonder why he likes that one.
We wonder why. But they've played really, like, Matt Martin is, and his 38-year-old self has played really well. And then we have other news that's been going on. I don't know if the breaking news department's working, but
Please hold. I got it. I got you. Hang on. I got you for you.
Waiting. Friend of the show and friend of Time to BS, Stefan Rosner,
Ding.
reported that not only is Anthony Duclair skating with a full contact jersey, but so is Adam Pelech
Shorthand goal for the Devils. Go ahead. Yes.
So is Adam
Oh,
Pelech and Matt
nice.
Barzell.
Okay.
Wow, there, okay.
Okay.
All
The
three of them
cavalry's
are
coming.
skating.
So the Islanders could technically be back to full strength by the beginning of the new year.
They could basically be up to full strength by this week.
Ooh.
So
I see.
if Pelech is ready to go, Cholowski has played awesome, but he's probably going to alternate between Hutton as the seventh defenseman.
Sorry.
Jesus, we're watching the game too. I got the.
Thank God the
Sorry.
Rangers will play this game.
Brent Pesci just went through Spencer Ridge's 5-hole on a shorthanded goal.
No lube required. I had to.
3-1 Devils with less than 2-3 minutes left in the game. And
That was
the-
low
and the
hanging
Kings
fruit.
have
It was
an-
right there.
The Kings have an empty net, so
Yeah, it's
continue.
over.
Continue.
But
Full-strength
Adam
Islanders.
Pelech's going to be back, and then Isaiah George is up here full time. Romanov's played really well, and then I'm expecting Dobson and Hutton to rotate between the 6th and 7th defenseman, and Barzell coming back along with Duclair is massive because I don't know if you've checked their special teams.
It has not.
They are 31st in both penalty kill and power play.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Fugly. That's not
Yeah.
ugly. That's not ugly. That's fugly. What's good? That's pug fugly.
Pug.
Pug fugly. Yes, it's a level of ugly that you don't want to attain.
Yeah,
Pugs,
it sounds
pugs
most-
are weird dogs.
That's
Yeah,
most Sizzlack level ugly.
Pugs are weird dogs. Don't you just hear them just whenever they get excited, they start dry heaving. They go.
I was unaware that
That's a new one.
Yeah, they do that.
Well, it's because they have their faces are pushed in. They got nowhere to breathe.
It makes sense. They're little rat
I mean, they got
balls, but,
pushed by the trash compactor in Star Wars.
3PO.
Oh no, they're dying.
no, they're dying.
Listen to them scream. It's all my fault.
and the pugs are like the definition of that Monty Python skit. 'Tis but a scratch.
Yeah, pugs are just a.
Pugs are weird.
They're an amazing dog.
Same with Frenchies and bulldogs. The whole bunch.
Yeah.
Bulldogs. I like to think of bulldogs as like angry British men and just go piss off Wanka.
Or Uga from the University of Georgia.
Nah, piss off Wanka is better.
Remember when Uga almost got in a fight with the Texas
With-
Longhorns?
Yes.
My money is on Uga to win. Hold on.
I'm holding.
Hold on. Damn it. Oh, they didn't score. Fuck.
Kings have an empty net with less than a minute left in the game, and Markstrom just made a save. It's 49.6 seconds left. Devils up 3-1.
Hey, we have another team that we need to discuss, right, Brian?
Oh, that's right, we do. Let's go. Let's go from the island to the city with all the drama going on. All right, Brian, what's going on in the city?
You know,
It helps when you have another host. It helps when you have someone who hosts their own show also, right, Ryan?
True.
I got you.
You know, I remember a few weeks back that some Ranger fans were calling this season boring. They're like, this is going to be boring till April. Boy, did that blow up in their face.
Oh, my God.
I know.
Hey.
It's
You
the
know
new
what the
Bronx.
good news is?
It's
you
the new Bronx
you
News.
signed Shesterkin.
Yes, that is good. I mean, as soon as
Hey.
Trouba was traded and I learned the Ducks ate all that money, I'm like, this is
Can we talk about that?
Yes, we can talk about that.
We
That's
didn't
my main
get
thing.
to that yet.
Yes, I thought it was crazy.
What the hell are they doing? And I
I-
mean both teams, the Rangers and the Ducks.
Hold on.
I mean, the
hold on,
Rangers,
hold
I
on,
get it. It's a
hold
dump.
on.
It's a salary dump.
After Emily Kaplan sent her tweet about the Rangers trading Trouba to the Ducks, I quote tweeted her and I said, "Broke, flying V, woke, flying elbows." Devils win 3-1. It's official. Let's
Is
go.
Yay.
Is it a
First
Shawn
place.
Michaels flying elbow?
It's certainly not Tito Santana's flying forearm. That's for sure.
Is it a Macho Man Randy Savage's flying elbow?
Unfortunately, not.
Hall of Famer Macho
or
Man
Bailey
Randy Savage.
or Bailey flying elbow.
Or is it the Santino Marella Cobra?
Or Santina.
Intercontinental Champion Santino Marella.
Yes. But continue, Brian. Drama everywhere.
So much drama. It all started with the memo. We all went over that when Drury told teams that they were shopping people and Kreider got benched. That's when this whole thing started. And we knew that it was going to lead to something, like whether it be someone got waived, someone got traded, someone on this roster was getting moved. And it just happened to be the Rangers captain, Jacob Trouba, marking the third straight captain to be traded mid-season. Ryan Callahan was traded to Tampa Bay.
Oh, yeah.
McDonough was traded to Tampa Bay, and now Trouba's traded to Anaheim. So if maybe
warm
Ranger
climates.
captain shouldn't be. Maybe that's not something you want to be because it looks like you're going out the door pretty fast. But this isn't really a surprise. Trouba got traded. I mean, they had a deal in place in the offseason with Detroit, but he wouldn't waive it because like his wife's something with his wife being like a top doctor in New York City, and the Rangers wanted to respect that. I don't know, but whatever. We knew Trouba was going to get traded because of the $8.5 billion cap hit. That's something that's going to get moved, and the fact that he's been pretty abysmal on the ice with the turnovers and everything. Not that he's the only one. There's a lot of Rangers. Mika Zibanejad, who's got turnover problems, but this is a wake-up call to that Rangers locker room. This is Drury going, I need results. I need them now, and I think this is coming from not just Drury, but I think Dolan is once again in Drury's ear going, you saw what I did to Jeff Gorton and Dave DeQuinn and
John Davidson.
Thank you. You saw what I did to them. I fired them when the rebuild looked like it was just about to end. I will do whatever it takes to win a cup. So if this team doesn't win, you're out. So this is once again them trying to do that, but they now have $8.5 million at the deadline. I think they'll have around like 25 billion going into the offseason, which is, great. But this Ranger team, they need to pick it up because it's still early, but it's getting late very soon for this Ranger team. Like they lost that heartbreaker 7-5 game to the Kraken. They lost to the worst team, the Blackhawks. They eked out a win last night against Buffalo, but they did everything in their power to try and blow that game. And I really think that a retool is on the way because if you look at this roster, like they have a nice young nucleus of guys with Lafreniere, Kakko, Berard, Cooley, Perot, and Hoffman are on the way. You have
Fox.
Jones, Mancini, who?
Fox too.
Fox,
Adam Fox is still there.
Yeah, Fox is going to be there he's a Ranger for life. He refuses to play. He refuses to play anywhere else that's not MSG.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like honestly, at the deadline, if this struggles keep going up, I expect to see guys like Kreider, Miller, and Lindgren all out the door, and you could probably get something decent for Kreider and Miller.
Kreider probably, but from a business perspective, this was a lose-lose from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that, Trouba's wife is a top-tier doctor in, New York City. I completely understand that from the business perspective, and I get that.
Mm-hmm.
And he won't waive his no-trade clause because, happy wife, happy life, and stuff like that. We understand these. I mean, 2 out of 3 of us understand that. So, however, the fan base essentially turning on Trouba because of that.
I mean, the fan base was already against Trouba to begin with all the stupid penalties with the elbows. Like that playoff series, they kind of turned on him, and then that was just kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, was him not waiving that no trade clause. Well,
which I
fans are pretty out on Trouba to begin with.
Which I understand that, but at the same point, can we all agree here that Kreider should have been named captain over Jacob Trouba?
I was fighting for Kreider tooth and nail because of this exact thing. I'm like, Jacob Trouba we're going to have such salary cap problems that Trouba is such the easiest answer. Why are you making him the captain?
Yeah.
Like, I get the guys love him and stuff. Like, here, Kakko was really disheartened when he left. Like, that's our guy. I'm guessing the Islanders
3-1.
scored.
3-1, no adoption.
There you go.
Hey,
Yay, that's exciting. But I texted you guys in the Slack chat where how long until Laviolette gets canned? Because from the way we have seen coaches getting fired so far, in December
Yeah.
might have at you.
and we're going to talk about one such coach who was let go
Yes.
last week in a couple segments. Yes.
But
I think if they blew that game last night, Laviolette would have been fired this morning.
no.
I wouldn't say fired, but
No.
certainly on a very
Yeah.
his
Definitely
seat
on the
would have
hot
been
seat because-
warmed up
What was it? 2 years ago? Last year that they won the President's Trophy?
Yeah.
last year.
You can't fire him after you just won the stinking President's Trophy.
We fired Gallant after he got us within like a couple games of a Stanley Cup appearance.
Okay,
I know
but
Gallant's
that's
different,
Gerard
but-
Gallant. That's Gerard Gallant. Like,
Yeah.
Gerard Gallant, we can probably all agree here that Gerard Gallant is down here and Laviolette is up here in terms of
Yeah.
coaching, you know, respectfulness, let's be honest here.
Yeah. What Gallant lasted? What 2 seasons?
2 seasons,
York?
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
he,
2 seasons
got
with the
there.
Rangers.
yeah. And he only
More
got
known
fired
with-
because he blew that series to the Devils.
He was more known with like Florida and Vegas for getting Vegas to their first cup
Mostly
appearance.
Vegas.
I would say, I think he's, when we look back on it, it's going to be him
4-1!
getting the expansion
Oh, there it
debate.
is.
Wow, okay.
Oh, Horvat again.
Ho! wait. Hi ho!
Meanwhile, in Chicago,
No, sir, I don't like it.
why not loop? Stop looping.
Stop looping, StreamYard.
Stop looping, damn it.
Buttons. So yeah, that's that happened. But the fact that Dolan's saying these things too. Hey, where was this for 20 years with the Knicks and the Rangers? Huh?
I think it's because his son is really into the Rangers. And now he's connecting with it from there.
Oh, his son's into the
Of
Rangers.
course.
Yeah.
But it's not like the New York Knicks are the most profitable basketball team in the entire NBA for 30 years. Give me a break.
Yeah.
Give me a break. Literally give me a break. I mean, it's I hate to say bullshit, but it's bullshit because
Shouldn't he be on tour with JD in the Straight Shot right now?
He should be. I wish he was.
that band is still around.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, when you got billions upon billions of dollars, you can do whatever the frick you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Respe-
He runs the whole tour
respectfully
by
agree.
himself.
You can fire. You
Respectfully
can fire.
agree with
you-
that.
Respectively, yeah. I mean, you can fire head coaches. You can bring in new GMs. You can go on on tour with your band.
Yeah, and make
Oh my
songs
God.
about how you hate owning your basketball team.
You could run the Knicks into the ground anyway. But it's you. If you're gonna fire Laviolette, you do it either after the season or if the
No, I agree with
Rangers.
that.
If the
Or
if you if
do
the
it during the Four
Rangers-
Nations Cup.
that
Or
if
Yeah.
the Rangers, I mean, if they lose like
If you do something
12 of
embarrassing,
their next 14 games, like
Well,
they go
look at
on
the schedule
free
and
fall,
Find out.
like they go on, like they go into Tom Petty levels of free falling.
yeah, I mean we're close. We're close.
So their next 4 games, actually, sorry, their next 6 games. Los Angeles, a vastly improved St. Louis team
Yeah,
with
where
Jim
the hell did the
Montgomery as
Blues
our
come
head
from?
coach.
It's
Because Jim Montgomery.
yeah, they fired the coach and everything got shook up.
Then they're at Nashville. This is going through their Midwest swing. So they're at St. Louis, at Nashville. That's a dub.
Yep.
But then they play at Dallas, and they're at home against Carolina and at New Jersey before the Christmas break.
And then come back for the Christmas break with Tampa, Florida, and Boston.
Tampa, Florida, and a vastly improved Boston team, and Washington, arguably the best team in the league, right? At least in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah,
Hey,
there is one win on that schedule coming up.
oh, Max Sipelkoff,
Hey,
your boy, our boy.
Hey, today might be a good day, lads.
Hey, my Devils won 3. And we'll talk about them in a moment, but yeah, and the Islanders are currently winning in the 3rd period. So
It's like that song by Nappy Roots. It's gonna have a good day. And
Gonna
all
have a
mom
good
was like
day.
fly today. That song makes me so happy. Every time I hear it, it's
How can
just
you
the
not be happy
piano.
with that song? It's got a catchy beat. The words are not like everything's perfect.
It's just a good vibe.
I'm gonna go dark. I'm gonna go really dark here, but I can
Oh,
imagine
no.
that song being played by somebody throwing their victim in a body bag into a garbage can or something like that. I don't know. It's just.
Are we talking like torture? We're talking torture, like Joker levels of torture?
No, I'm talking like
Heath Ledger,
Heath Ledger?
Joker?
Heath Ledger
like-
Joker.
Oh no, I was gonna
or-
say something really bad.
Oh my god!
Oh, say it.
you have to say it now. You
Gotta
can't
say
do
it
that.
now.
Did Heath Ledger play that song in his apartment?
Actually, I have a more appropriate soundbite for that.
Oh my!
The look on
Well, I went-
Brian's face.
Boy, I went dark, and then you took it to another level, friend.
I tend to do these things.
I was not expecting that.
Oh.
Well, when you mix your
yeah.
your supplements with your Vicodin, I mean that's gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly. Like, come on.
It's like, okay, one's vitamin B, the other is an antidepressant that could.
Vitamin D for death.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about Brokeback Mountain.
That's another pill for that.
Yeah,
but-
that's something
But
else.
at least with Trua being gone,
That's a Braveheart.
he had some good news
Damn.
with the extension
Yeah.
of Igor Shesterkin, who I said on this program would be a Utah Hockey Club Yeti. Some
Say that, yeah.
seemed to be
Can we just
named
call it
later.
the Utah Yeti at this point? Because that name is awesome.
You might.
It is
as
really
well.
cool.
You might.
Did you
as
see?
well.
I think it was Elliot Friedman on 32 Thoughts was pitching for Utah to just keep the hockey club name. He wants to be
No.
Utah.
Shut up,
HC.
Elliot.
Shut up,
That's
Freeze.
what I
Shut
said.
up.
I'm like, that's stupid.
Canada. Ugh.
It's
Shut
like-
up,
he's
Meg.
he's like a lot of soccer fans like that. I'm like, okay, this isn't soccer.
Shut up, Meg.
It puts the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again. Please, mister, let me out! Put the lotion in the f***ing basket!
You want to put Elliot Friedman in a pit. Let's just put it that way, okay?
Yeah. I mean, he's
Or
the
just
one
why I
that
put that
caused
clip.
this drama for the Rangers. If he didn't report it, we wouldn't be here right now. We'd still be losing, but it wouldn't be this bad.
But it's so
Can-
much fun. Like when a New York team has all this drama and well, I wouldn't say. Well,
no,
no,
don't
no.
lie.
Oh, it's
wait.
really not. It's not.
Don't lie,
Sorry,
Ryan.
New York hockey team.
Thank you.
Football team is another story because I want to every week now I want to act like Heath Ledger after
Oh,
because they find new ways to lose and it makes me want to die.
I was gonna say Eddie Guerrero, but okay.
I was going to say Bane because he blew the stadium up. No more MetLife, no more Jet Giants games.
Fun fact though, my guy Colin Taylor, who's been a guest on our OG show, No Credentials Required, he was in Dark Knight Rises.
Is he really?
He was in that scene where the stadium blew up. He was
Oh, that's cool.
he's also in American Underdog, the Kurt Warner story.
Hey.
Oh.
By the way, that stadium was Heinz Field.
Yes, it was.
Also, Heinz Ward brought back the kickoff return,
Yes.
Yes,
and
it
all of
is.
us, and everyone turned into blood like Heinz ketchup. I'll be
And
here
it-
all
and
week,
it-
folks.
And it turns out it was not Antonio Brown who blew up the stadium.
Jesus.
He did that months later with the Steelers. He did that a couple
Oh.
of years later.
Oh.
Oh,
You
CTE.
also had a meltdown in MetLife Stadium, so.
But anyway,
Yeah, he
Igor, he's sticking around for a
Igor.
while.
Yeah, he is sticking around for a while, you know.
So good
A
news.
hunchback.
It's great news. It's the only good news we have going on right now because I know people say, like, you don't want to pay a goalie. They're so all that stuff. When you have a goaltender like
Shut
Igor,
up.
Exactly. When you have a goaltender like Igor Shesterkin, you have to keep him around. He's the main reason you went to 2 Eastern Conference Finals in the past 3 years. He
To
put
be
the team on his
fair,
back.
To be
He's
fair,
deserves the contract.
to be fair,
Yeah.
there are two sides of this argument here. Yes, you do want to pay your all-star Vezina caliber goaltender top tier dollar. I understand that. What happened?
Boys, I'm looking at
Boys?
Spot Track
Uh-oh.
for NHL salary rankings for 2024, 2025.
Uh-oh.
You know which goalie has the biggest cap hit?
Give me a second to think of it off the top of my head. It's not Igor.
No.
Nope. His contract, that contract
Next
probably won't.
year.
I don't think that starts until next season.
Yeah, it's next
What?
season.
Give me the division. I'll be able to figure it out.
Atlantic Division.
No, is it Swayman?
Nope.
Is it Allmark?
Nope.
It's
It's not. It's Vasilevsky. It's gotta be.
Third. Vasilevsky's third.
Bobrovsky.
He's second.
This is the starting goaltender for this team.
He's not even with the team anymore.
Matt Murray.
Carey Price.
Wow, really?
$10.5 million.
Carey Price has been basically retired for like 3 years.
Yeah.
He's been gone since 2021.
Is he still on long IR for them or like
He's
the
been
special?
considered long-term IR, but he's been
Yeah.
long-term IR for like the last.
I mean, yeah, it's
Uh-oh.
who's the guy the Coyotes picked up and just placed on long-term IR with no hope of him playing again.
That
Andrew
was
Ladd.
no, not Andrew. Well, Andrew Ladd and
Andrew Ladd was
Pavel
one of them.
Pavel Datsyuk.
yes, exactly. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Chicago just scored.
That's
Uh-oh.
5-2. We were all right.
Who scored? Did Bedard score?
Shut up.
No,
They have a third. They have Islanders blow more third period leads than $2 hose in Vegas.
it was just a tip on that goal.
I've created a monster.
yeah.
Your fault.
It is my fault, but I
But yes,
enjoy
It's
it.
all your fault.
But yes, but if we go to the on
Tip
spot
drill.
track for the full cap hit, Shesterkin's actually 10th right
Okay.
now.
That
Only
can't
five-
be right.
It's
5
how
point
his contract's factored in. I think it's his previous deal.
$5.667
Yeah.
million.
Uh-oh.
That's the
Uh-oh.
bridge deal.
That's a bad number.
Yes,
Yes,
it is.
that is a bad number.
But next year, that $11 million kicks in next year.
Yeah, exactly.
If the Islanders somehow lose this game while we're recording, I will go streaking.
We're gonna hold you to it, and your
Yeah,
fiance is gonna have to
we're
record it.
gonna need video proof it happens.
No, I will go streaking to Hulk Hogan's theme song.
We can arrange that.
Rick Derringer, baby. Which one? Rick Derringer, all Real American, or
Voodoo.
his WCW theme?
Real American. Has to be real
Okay.
American.
All right, fair enough. Fair
Mhm.
enough.
No, that's
All right, we're gonna take our network mandated commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk Mike Devils, and we'll also talk about some NHL news that's been happening in the last couple of weeks. So stand by and stick around for more of the Three Rails Metro Hockey Podcast on No Credentials Required.
Righteous Felon Craft Jerky is the official jerky of Belly Up Sports. For over a decade, Righteous Felon Craft Jerky has led the American meat snack revolution by concocting delicious, adventurous, U.S.-sourced jerky recipes for uncompromising carnivores across the country. With 15 different flavors to choose from, Righteous Felon has all jerky lovers covered, and by using promo code BELLYUP, you will get 15% off your purchase at RighteousFelon.com. Do your taste buds a favor today and rip into a bag of Righteous Felon jerky.
All right, folks, let's talk about Righteous Felon Craft Jerky. Some of the best jerky you'll ever have. And it's
Meat.
available. They also have a gift basket for sale right now. So you get yourself a gift basket for $89.99. You get pretty much every single flavor, including the beef jerky, the beef sticks, the biltong. Get yourself some great craft jerky at Righteous
We like
Felon.
the meat stick.
He sure does. Go to righteousfelon.com. You order yourself some meat sticks. Hey, who's that?
That pillow is so much bigger than I thought it would be.
It's Toasty the avocado toast.
Toasty the toast. All
Toasty the
right.
Be gone.
Oh, there he goes again.
There he is. So there is no avocado toast at righteousfelon.com, but you can get yourself some great craft jerky.
Can we suggest flavors?
Also, you got some great flavors. You got the Rocky Belt. You got the Korean barbecue. You got the OG hickory.
I thought you were going to say the Rocky Mountain oyster flavors.
Oh God. We got woodland critters. The woodland critter Christmas.
The little woodland creatures from South Park.
I was just gonna say the Satanist.
Chicken D, the chicken D. Rabbity the rabbit.
Blood orgy.
Blood orgy.
Hail Satan. Oh, we're gonna get cut from this.
Shut up.
And it's happening during an ad break too.
It's happening during an ad break too. But if you go to righteousfelon.com and you order yourself some craft jerky, you get your 15% off your order with promo code BellyUpSports at checkout. But wait, there's more. Because every order of $50 or more, they chip in for the shipping. So not only do you save yourself some cash with the promo code BellyUp at checkout, but you also get free shipping with every order of $50 or more. So go to righteousfelon.com, order yourself some outstanding jerky. They've also got dog treats for your dogs. All right.
Hey,
all natural beef for your dog. And it's high protein, low sugar snack. Righteousfelon.com. Promo code BellyUp at checkout. 15% off your order. And again, free shipping for every order over $50 or more. All right. Let's go to the Garden State, folks. Talking about the New Jersey Devils.
I have a Devils question.
Yes.
Have the drones affected the Devils in any way?
Not tonight.
For God's sakes.
Okay.
Not tonight, because the Devils held the Los Angeles Kings to 12 shots on goal and stopped their 6-game winning streak.
All right.
So there you go. Yeah, those drones. That's another topic for another podcast, Brian.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's stick to the New Jersey Devils hockey right now. Arguably, you could have said at the end of last week, the New Jersey Devils were the best team in the Eastern Conference. Then they ran into the Colorado Avalanche, who goosed them 4-0 on Sunday night. In a game where another former New Jersey Devils goaltender, this time being Scott Wedgwood, shut out the Devils. And in 6 games that Wedgwood has faced his former team, Scott Wedgwood is 5-0-1. So congratulations to Mr. Wedgwood for getting another win against his old team. And then Devils face the Toronto Maple Leafs at home on Tuesday, and they were up 1-0. Unfortunately, a bad goal surrendered by Jacob Markstrom. Put him in overtime, and then Austin Matthews scored the game-winning goal in overtime, which had me questioning the goaltending for just a hot minute, because Jake Allen had a bad game on Sunday. Turns out he was battling some injuries, and they called up Isaac Poulter from Utica. So Poulter is now on the bench in place of Jake Allen. We don't know what the extent of his injury is. We don't know what his injury is currently. But goaltending issues going on in New Jersey, I wouldn't say. But Markstrom had a strong game tonight, 11 saves on 12 shots, had a big save towards the end of the game to keep the game tight at a 2-goal advantage for the Devils. And Devils got the win. They're actually, as of this recording, they are now first place in the Metropolitan Division with 41 points. Yes, Mr. Smooth. Can I help you?
I just found a random article that I want to share. It's a Long Island-based article. I think it would be funny as shit.
Okay.
I think we just found the title of this episode.
Oh boy.
Okay.
All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
Sure.
Oh shit! Hold on. A Hempstead woman has been arrested for illegally performing dentist work in her kitchen. 7-year-old Gladys Serrano was performing dental procedures in her one-bedroom apartment. What broke the case was the accident of one of her clients who went in to have a tooth pulled out and came up missing 4 additional teeth. After months of follow-up, the victim paid her nearly $2,000 for dental services. And
All right.
I'm sure you can find it because it's a 1-bedroom apartment and consider it to be New York City. Dental work.
Dental work.
Ryan's contemplating everything now.
You know, we've had this talk a little last week about health insurance and random privileged kids going out and unaliving CEOs of insurance companies. This is just weird. New York is weird. New York is weird.
That's just Long Island.
Long Island. No, I'm talking about New York in general. I live in New York. I live upstate.
That's true. That's true. You have to deal with Troy.
I think the more south, the more south you go, I think the weirder it gets.
That's not entirely. Long Island's.
I think
I can defend Long Island. I can defend Long Island for a good reason. And there's mostly normal folk here.
Because you don't hear about this stuff in Albany, Schenectady, Troy. You only hear about this in New York City.
I mean, to be fair with those places, Troy's different.
Troy's a different. Okay, all right. Troy's a different animal, but you don't hear about this stuff in Albany or Schenectady. Maybe you might hear that. That's Troy level stuff for sure.
Yeah. I was gonna say I've heard a few stories at Troy.
Yeah, go find the article.
It's on far away from there.
It's on Newsday. Go find the article. It's hilarious. Dental jobs in Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger's dentist.
Wow.
That's how they found him.
That's how they found the cyanide. How was that Old Spice worthy? Thank you. You saved yourself.
Hit the wrong button.
Good job.
But if we look at the New Jersey Devils for a second here, this is counting tonight's game as well. The New Jersey Devils power play has been incredible this year. All right. Amongst all the leaders in the NHL and on power play, the New Jersey Devils are 31.3% on the power play this season.
Jesus.
That's crazy.
In 31 games. So
Jesus.
It's a miles away from what they were last year on the power play. If we go to the statistics for 23, 24 NHL stats, the power play rankings for last year. The New Jersey Devils finished 13th. So they were a respectable 22.4%. Yet they finished they were worse off last year than they were the year before. But this year 31.3% on the power play. This is a team, look, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, maybe 30 years ago, you could not say the New Jersey Devils played fun hockey.
Nope.
I mean, I remember hearing people saying that the New Jersey Devils were the reason why they didn't watch hockey. They were boring. They bored the daylights out of people. They played defensive hockey. They trapped other teams. They only win games like 2-0 or 1-0 or 3-2 or 3-1. Not so much the case anymore. I mean, this week is kind of weird because they got shut out against Colorado. They got beaten overtime against Toronto. They only scored 1 goal. They scored 3 goals tonight against a very good Los Angeles Kings team who are coming in on a 6-game heater, and they stopped that winning streak, only allowed 12 shots on goal. So defensively, they're playing better. Goaltending's a little bit shaky right now. I mean, Markstrom had let in a bad goal off of a blocked shot tonight. That was the only goal he gave up. But then again, the Devils are playing very solidly defensively in front of them. My one concern for the Devils this year so far is that they haven't been able to beat the teams they could be beating. They're 0-for against Toronto this year. They lost to what we thought was going to be kind of an off year for the Colorado Avalanche, but they're still the Colorado Avalanche. They're going to be good for a couple more seasons. They're currently third in the Central Division. They're at 34 points, actually tied with Dallas for third place in the division right now, but fourth place based on wins. But I'm looking at the Devils right now. They're beating the teams that they should beat. They beat Seattle in a very tight matchup, closer than I'd say probably closer than it should. The game was closer than it should have been. Their top six is a little strange right now. The line of Palat, Hughes, and Bratt is an odd one, but it's working. It's starting to work. Nathan Bastian came back from long-term IR this week, so that's a good thing. It helps with the bottom six, which means Curtis Lazar is going to be out for quite a while. But it's just a really interesting season with the Devils so far. The last 2 weeks have been particularly interesting too. They lost a shootout win. They lost a shootout against Washington, who was above them in the standings, just a skosh. They beat a Red Wings team in Detroit. They were up 5-3 at one point. They gave up a garbage goal at the end, but they still won the game. They were shut out against the Blues, who had that new coach bump. But they've also beaten teams they're supposed to beat. They beat the Predators. They beat the Hurricanes. I thought they had I thought they did pretty well against the Hurricanes at home. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens over time, especially for the last part of this month. They've got Chicago at home this weekend. Then they got a little bit of a Midwest swing with St. Louis and Columbus. They're at St. Louis and Columbus, at home against Pittsburgh, the Rangers right before Christmas. Then they have a home and home with Carolina before they go on their West Coast swing at Anaheim, Los Angeles, Seattle, and St. Louis, or Seattle, excuse me, San Jose, Seattle. So I think if they pull off a few more wins before Christmas, they'll be in the driver's seat for sure. Going into the Four Nations break, which is coming up pretty soon. I think in like 6 weeks. 6 weeks. In 6 weeks from now, the Four Nations. Oh my God! It's 5-4 with 12 seconds left, or 8 seconds left. 8.5 seconds left. Oh boy! And Patrick was he's not very happy right now.
No, he's not.
And neither is Mr. Smooth. He's gone.
Mr. Smooth
And
is gone.
he's gone. He's gone to take off his clothes.
We're going streaking.
But with the Devils, I mean, that's the top six lines have to perform better. They scored 3 goals tonight. They only scored one goal against Toronto. But to be fair, Toronto has been on pretty solid ground the last month too. And they scored no goals against Colorado, and they barely scored 3 goals against Seattle. So top six forward group has to get going with the scoring. Nico Hischier has been kind of a downward swing since his hot start. He needs to pick things up with his scoring. He's got his emotional support shark with 9.7 seconds left.
Roly poly.
But here's a fun stat from Friday's game against Seattle. Jesper Bratt played in his 300th game and scored a goal. I think he's only the second Devil to do that. Dougie Hamilton played in his 700th game, and Timo Meier scored his 200th career goal. So kind of a fun night on Friday.
Yeah, a lot of milestones.
And some trivia here, boys. The only 2 Devils to score three. I think it was 300 points and have less than 100 penalty minutes are Jesper Bratt and Jack Hughes.
Wow.
Yeah, they both have under 100 penalty minutes in their respective careers, which is pretty cool. So
yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, so that's been the Devils. That was the Devils the last 2 weeks. It's been an interesting time. And And as we watch the last 1.9 seconds of this game between the Islanders and the Blackhawks, and Islanders win. So we
They hung on. Hey, hung on.
Thank
hung
God.
on. They hung on. So let's see what the division standings are currently in the NHL. The standings in the Metropolitan Division. So New Jersey leapfrogs Washington for 43 points. And the Islanders would move ahead of Pittsburgh and will be tied points wise with the Rangers with 30 points. And the Islanders have 2 games in hand. Is it 2 games? Yeah, they have 2 games in hand. So that would give them technically the lead.
Yeah.
But this is entertaining division so far, boys. But we got some more NHL news to talk about from the last couple weeks. We got the 4 nations face off, their rosters, and he's got the shark. Emotional
Shark.
Bruce is being held on to
For dear life.
for life. For life. 4 nations face off roster. 4 nations face off rosters were announced last week. Luke Richardson was fired from the Chicago Blackhawks, and with the possibility of next year's Winter Classic in Miami.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I don't say anything goes Winter Classic.
Okay, so
Wait. They're talking about a different kind of snow, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Where is it? Don't fuck with me! That was a terrible Scarface
I was
impression.
gonna say that's horrific.
Oh, shit.
So let's talk about these rosters for the 4 nations face off. All right. United States. We got the forwards: Matt Boldy, Jack Hughes, Brock Nelson, Kyle Connor, Chris Kreider, Brady Tkachuk, Jack Eichel, Dylan Larkin, Matthew Tkachuk, Jake Gensel, Austin Matthews, Vincent Trocheck, and JT Miller as the 13th forward. Defensemen: Brock Faber, Noah Hannafin, Jacob Slavin, Adam Fox, Quinn Hughes, Zach Werenski. 7th defenseman: Charlie McAvoy. Goaltenders: Connor Hellebuck, Jake Ottinger, and Jeremy Swayman. That's the United States of America. For Canada, forwards: Sam Bennett, Seth Jarvis, Connor McDavid, Anthony Cirelli, Travis Konechny, Braden Point, Sidney Crosby, Nathan McKinnon, Sam Reinhart, Brandon Hagel, Brad Marchand, Mark Stone, and Mitch Marner as the 13th forward. Defensemen: Kel McCarr, Colton Parayko, Shea Theodore, Josh Morrissey, Alex Petrangelo, Devin Taves, and Travis Sanheim as the 7th defenseman. Goaltenders: Jordan Binnington, Aiden Hill, Sam Montembeault.
Former Islander Devontae's, by the way.
True.
Yeah.
Forwards for Sweden. For forwards: Victor
Sweden.
Arvidsson. For Sweden: Victor Arvidsson, Philip Forsberg, Gust Nyquist, Jesper Bratt, William Karlsson, Elias Pettersson, Leo Carlsson, Adrian Kempe, Lucas Raymond, Joel Eriksson Ek, Elias Windholm, Mika Zibanejad, and William Nylander as the 13th forward. Defensemen: Rasmus Andersson, Rasmus Dahlin, Victor Hedman, Jonas Brodin, Matthias Ekholm, Eric Carlson, and the 7th defenseman, Gustav Forsling. Goaltenders: Philip Gustafsson, Jacob Markstrom, and Linus Ullmark. And then finally for Finland, we have it. Finland, the country where I want to be. Forward: Sebastian Aho, Eric Haula, Anton Lundell, Joel Armia, Rupe Hintz, Eetu Luostarinen, Alexander Barkov, Kako Capo, Mikko Rantanen, Michael Grenland, Patrick Laine, Tuvo Taravainen, Arturi Lehkonen, and Arturi Lehkonen is the 13th forward. Defenseman: Jani Hakanpää, Esed Lundell, Rasmus Ristolainen, Miro Heiskanen, Olli Mata, Juuso Välimäki, and Nico Mikkola. At goaltenders: Kevin Lankinen, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, and Jussi Saros. Gentlemen, out of those 4 teams, early predictions.
Oh, say,
I was gonna say, it's
can you
America.
see
Not to be homers or anything,
Oh,
but
of course not. What would we do that for?
but let's talk about why the United States is probably going to maybe win this particular Four Nations face-off. And I have one
Titties
word:
and beer.
America.
You
Fuck
can't
yeah!
argue with that.
Here to save the mother day, yeah.
They all have to be
Terrorist
dressed
your
up as Team
day.
America.
Oh,
World
please.
Police.
Terrorist, your day is through.
They
Now
take
you
the
have
ice.
to answer to America.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah!
Lick my and suck on.
Oh,
Fuck you.
Matt and Trey are the best.
But puppets are not the reason why the United States will win the Four Nations face-off.
Doesn't hurt.
Doesn't
Goaltending.
hurt.
Goaltending.
Yeah, it's gold.
We arguably
Yeah.
have the best goaltenders from all four of these rosters.
Mhm.
Forwards, I would give the advantage to Canada.
Just Canada.
Because Canada.
This is Canada.
Because Canada.
Blame Canada.
Defense, I would say probably Sweden.
Sweden.
Goaltending, United States. By
Without
far.
question.
Sweden. Swedish chocolate.
You don't go to Sweden for chocolate.
I was gonna say that's the one thing uncles.
Go to Sweden for the babes. Come on.
Bingo.
Come on. No, Scandinavia.
That's
They're
part
the
of Sweden.
Vikings. The Vikings, you know what I'm saying?
Look, I've probably got. Look, I'm Irish, but I have an Irish name, but I'm pretty sure I have some Nordic blood in me because of the relations.
Pillaging.
Yes, the pillaging and the graping. Yes.
my fiance is Greek and Irish, so
Wow.
so that's a fair. Yeah, she has an attitude. So
Yeah.
and she knows it too, which makes it even funnier. But I did find out recently to have a bit of a Netherlands in my blood
Oh.
as well.
Hey, me
so-
too. I'm
Hey,
half,
so,
I'm half Dutch. Yeah, my mom's.
I have I'm like 5% Dutch. So I'm also I'm mostly German, Italian, and Irish. So I can have some fun with that. And people
yeah.
make fun of my build. I'm like, fuck you, I have some Viking in me.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the beard too. Beard helps.
Does help.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
All right. So our prediction for Four Nations is the United States.
Sweep.
Not that we're biased, but goaltending matters.
Goaltending
Especially
wins.
when it's big. Goaltending always wins.
This is true.
I will
All
say
right.
it's funny when they released the roster, they released it in lines, but went alphabetically, and they had Mika Zibanejad on the bottom line in a forward position, and every Ranger fan lost their mind. Like,
Oh my God.
how is the Swedish coach smarter than our coach?
The guys, you know it's
It's like-
alphabetical, right?
Yeah, it's like, guys, just look at it. It's alphabetical. Like, sure, I understand you hate Mika Zibanejad right now, but like, come on, relax.
Whatever, dudes. Call me
New
your tits.
Yorkers.
Call me your tits, right? All right. We did have another coaching dismissal last
That was
week.
expected, though. Let's be
Yeah.
honest here.
Well, but it wasn't on our radar. To be fair, he was not on our radar. Luke
Yeah, I thought he'd
Richardson
get the
fired.
season.
Luke
Former
Richardson
Islander
fired
assistant, by
by-
the way, Luke Richardson.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, because the Blackhawks were expected to make a little bit of a leap this year, but currently, I mean, this is not counting
Tonight's one.
tonight's game. The Blackhawks are currently in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th place in the Central Division with only
Ah.
20 points. Right above, and they're tied with Nashville for 20 points, although Chicago has more wins than Nashville. So, when I saw the news, I wasn't saying I was surprised, but I forgot that Luke Richardson was coach of the Blackhawks, and I thought he would continue, maybe he'd get at least survive through the end of the year, but I guess
Yeah.
ownership and general management said, nah, sorry, bud. You're outta
Peanut
here.
butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time, way yeah. My brain just does these things.
I was gonna say, like, where'd that come from?
Yeah.
My brain.
Well, it's also 10:15 p.m. Eastern time. So.
That's fair.
And then finally, the last piece of news. Actually, this is developing over the last couple. I'd say about 24 to 48 hours. Is that the 2025 next season, 2025-2026 season, the Winter Classic, the NHL Winter Classic, could be in Miami, Florida.
It's a lot of cocaine.
Yeah.
That is a lot of coke, but it's going to be at Lone. It'll be at Lone Depot Park in Miami, which is the home of the Miami Marlins. Which means
There's a dome in
There's
there.
a dome there.
yes, it's a covered stadium. Yes, but it also means that we'll actually see some people in the stands at Lone Depot Park because the Miami Marlins currently play there, and the Miami Marlins are not a good baseball team.
I think
So-
the
It's
World
just
Baseball
small
Classic
market
has the record
bullshit.
in that stadium for attendance right now.
Did
What's that?
Did you see Ryan that I tagged you in Molly Kierum over at ESPN just roasted Stephen A. Smith over his love of blockbusters and stuff like that.
Saw that you tagged me, but that was during Corner Booth that I saw it. But I'll have to watch it later. But I'll have to check it out.
She roasts him like
Really?
on set, saying Stephen A. Smith doesn't care for small market teams. He only cares for the big markets and blockbusters. He wants every player to go to the Lakers. He wants every player to go to the Knicks. Not happy in Milwaukee? Come to New York. You'll be happy. Like, oh my god! And she's
well.
right.
Yeah, she's right.
well,
That's
She's
the case
100%
right.
right.
Mhm.
ESPN as a whole has this whole narrative, like, which brings in the Marlins in this equation because Marlins Park and stuff like that. Because if small market teams were actually taken seriously, like by the owners and stuff like that, like we wouldn't be having this like problems and discussions with like
No.
the Oakland A's moving.
They still
and
be in
stuff
Oakland.
Like that.
With
They
a new
still be in
stadium.
Oakland.
No,
But-
which is why when I become commissioner of the Major League Baseball in 2030, I'll have some ground rules set for ownership and players alike.
Can we also bring a team to Buffalo?
Maybe.
That'd be awesome, though.
We'll move the Blue Jays to Buffalo, like we did in 2021.
No. Keep the Blue Jays in Toronto.
Yeah,
O-
the Toronto Lost.
Only if we move the Tampa Bay Rays to Montreal and they build a stadium in Montreal.
I can agree to that.
You know what? The council agrees.
I was gonna say, does the council does it sparkle with the council?
Yes.
Sunshine. But I thought about this because I saw that.
Fucking South Park again. I have that game too, which makes it even funnier. I have the Stick of Truth.
You just
I
stick
was
a
gonna say the stick of
Oh,
truth
that's which
or
one is
the
it?
the stick of truth or the fractured butthole.
Yeah.
I haven't
Oh,
played that.
that's
I have not played the fractured butthole yet.
I have Stick of Truth. It's fucking awesome.
Stick of Truth was great.
It's
But
so
I
good.
but
I see if it's on Game Pass.
about Winter Classic, the Winter Classic potentially being in Florida in 2026.
So much cocaine.
I remember back in the day listening to Merrick versus Wyshynski. Shout out Jeff Merrick and Greg Wyshynski. This is before Greg Wyshynski sold out and went to ESPN. This is when he was still on Yahoo Sports. They had the beat writer for the Florida Panthers. I forgot his name, Ray something. And he
It's
talked
not
about
Greg Cody, right?
not Greg Cody, no.
Greg
This is somebody
Cody's
else.
Fantastic. I love.
This is somebody
Cody.
else back in the day. He actually talked about this. He said, I could see a Winter Classic in Florida because this is what you could do at Lone Depot Park. You can close that dome. You can close the roof. You set the stadium AC to 60 degrees.
It's just my
You got a
face.
water bottle.
It's just awkward transition.
You're drinking from your face, sir. But you could set the stadium at 60 degrees for I think a month. And then you can start laying down the foundation for the rink, the quarter inch of ice. You can put all the equipment in there and you can have a game at Lone Depot Park.
Don't hate
We
it.
this
Yeah, I
guy
don't
called
hate
it
it.
like
After hearing that, I don't hate it.
yeah, this guy called it probably like 12 years ago.
I think I
on
remember that article. I
podcast.
think my buddy sent it to me. I remember reading something like that.
I'll have to look it up. Give me just a second here.
What's next, Tampa?
Miami. No, it was Miami.
No, I said what's next, Tampa?
Probably.
Oh, Jerry,
Well,
Jerry World in Texas.
Gerald.
I think they would love to do it at
look,
AT&T Stadium.
They pulled it off at the Cotton Bowl a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
They did. They did.
All right, I'm trying to find out who was the beat writer for the Panthers back in the day. Trying to remember.
Because Greg Cody is fantastic.
I'll do an addendum to this, but yeah, it's the fact that the Winter Classic next year could be in Miami is just it tells you about the popularity of the NHL in Florida. Yep. Going back to the Tampa Bay Lightning, and then a couple of seasons later, the Florida Panthers are in town. Thanks to Wayne Huizenga, who owned way too many teams back in the day, and him overseeing the destruction of the 1997 Miami Marlins. Florida Marlins, excuse me.
Yeah.
After signing all those players and then blowing up the team after they won the World Series.
I love that Marlins logo.
So it's the fact that the
Jeffrey Loria.
Hockey
he did it too.
The fact that hockey is starting to become a big sport in South Florida and in Southwestern Florida is really cool.
Yeah.
And there's actually we gotta bring on my guy Rod Peterson for one of our shows to talk about the Winter Classic in Florida, because I'm pretty sure he's the one who's most hyped. He actually moved to the region a couple years ago, and now he's a permanent resident of the United States.
Oh, cool.
He's from Canada. He's originally from Canada, so we'll have him on probably after the new year to talk about the Winter Classic in Florida, because he's the beat writer for the South Florida Tribune.
Okay.
So.
Oh no.
Did
you guys see the starting six for the Predators defensemen? The six Predators defensemen?
Oh no.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Sure.
Luke Shen, Brady Shea, Mark Del Gaizo, Adam Wilsby, Kevin Gravel, and Nick Blankenberg.
At least four of those guys belong in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
AHL affiliate.
AHL.
Okay, thank you. Wow. We also have a new Elden Ring trailer for those gamers out there. For Elden Ring Night Rain.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Nashville Predators and Milwaukee Admirals, which have one of the coolest logos in the American hockey.
They do, yeah.
That's
a lot of the American
logo.
hockey logos
I haven't
are cool.
seen it.
Please hold. I will bring up the screen.
Holding.
Boom.
Yeah.
Oh, those are cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Atlantic Gladiators, the ECHL, are their ECHL affiliate.
That's cool.
Yeah, the Winnipeg. I remember the Winnipeg Jets. Their AHL affiliate is the Manitoba Moose.
Yeah.
Their ECHL affiliate, the Norfolk Admirals.
Hey.
Yeah. At once upon a time, we had two teams named the Admirals in the AHL. So the Milwaukee Admirals and the Norfolk Admirals. And then Norfolk dropped a level. So
they got relegated.
I wouldn't say relegated, but I think they might have switched affiliations, because I remember back in the day when the Calgary had their AHL affiliate in Glens Falls, near where I live, they had the Adirondack Flames, and then they decided to switch the ECHL and the AHL affiliates from Stockton over to Adirondack. They were the Stockton Thunder, then became the Adirondack Thunder, and then the Adirondack Flames moved to Stockton, become the Stockton Heat. And now the Stockton Heat they moved from Stockton to back to Calgary to become the Wranglers. Now the Calgary Flames are now the Calgary, the Wranglers are now the Flames affiliate. So, So yeah, some AHL talk on this program.
Yeah.
All right, we got to get out of here.
I work for an AHL team, so.
Hey, there you go.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah. So, we're gonna get out of here. Before we do that, let's talk about where we can find everyone. Brian, let's start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at BrianPeachy1016. You can find me on my other podcast, the 3rd and 10 podcast with my guy Nate. We do mostly Giants talk, but since the Giants suck, we've been pretty much talking about everything else because why we're just gonna keep banging our head against the wall.
Why prolong the misery?
Yeah, exactly. It's like every week it's the same thing. They lost.
Heath Ledger.
Yeah. Oh my. Yeah.
Good Lord.
And then you can find all my articles on bellyupsports.com.
There you go, Mr. Smooth.
You can find me at Staniel Smooth at Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Time to BS Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. Also, we have a new show incoming. Not only can you find Time to BS with Staniel Smooth on YouTube and wherever you get your podcast platforms, also the Staniel Smooth Show as well, but Seahawks Sessions coming soon.
Hey, East Coast Seahawks. There you go.
Indeed.
All
From
right.
the Emerald Kingdom.
Hey, there you go. All right.
That's Dustin's idea.
Yes, it was. It
like
was. I
that.
remember him. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Well, you can
That was
find me
Dustin's
first.
idea.
You can find me personally on Twitter and Instagram. It's at whoisRyanMCC. But for no credentials required, you can find us here on Facebook.com/NoCredsREQ, Twitter, Instagram, the scarcely used TikTok at NoCredsREQ, and on YouTube, YouTube.com/@NoCredsREQ. On the podcast side, subscribe to the podcast wherever you find podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and Pandora, and get notified on Twitter and YouTube. That way you know when new episodes of this podcast go up. You know when the OG show is live or we do pre-recording. You know, you'll get notified. Get yourself notified. And rate and review. Leave a comment. You might even read it on the air for our show or the OG show. But in the meantime, we're going to get out of here. And thanks to my co-hosts, Brian and Mr. Smoot and Staniel Sen and Bruce and Toasty and all our rowdy friends for joining us.
All little woodland critters.
All the woodland critters.
Yay, blood orgy.
Hail Satan. Thank you
Stop.
We
We already went too far with Heath Ledger.
If I had a nickel for every time that was in the show, I had 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's strange it was said twice.
There you go. Thank you for tuning in to possibly the last episode of the Three Rails Metro Hockey Podcast, a no credentials required podcast, which is a part of the Belly Up Sports Media Network. For Brian, for Staniel San, I'm Ryan McCarthy. We'll talk to you next time. Don't forget, keep your head up, watch for loose pucks, and mind the gap.
And hit the toy department.
The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.